Hey guys, Gameboy 3800 here once again, and quick update for Ember. I swapped the radiator places because I thought, because the Fury X puts out so much heat, just dumping half of it back into the case isn't good for anything. So I put it onto the back to just exhaust it out and get rid of it. And then the CPU makes less heat, and now I was able to fit another fan up there. So now it's got even more pressure to help get out the side vent and rear vent up top. And now we're going to see if it boots up not horribly. And Windows 10 is now installed, so you can see that as well. It's doing the false start thing again. And again. Alright, as soon as the lights go on, that means the Radeon's good. And it's not good. What's that? Try number 3? 4? There we go. Took 5 frickin' tries. I have no idea why it does this, but it works, so should I complain? Does it really matter? What is WQHL? WHQL? What is WQHL for BIOS? I guess we'll find out if it boots up or not like this. Because UEFI is what Windows 8 and Windows 10 use. Yep, there's air coming out. That nice and good. Yeah, it still works. So changing the UEFI mode did nothing to Windows 10 because it is UEFI. And yeah, everything's a go, I think. Everything's still plugged up good, I assume. Let's take a look. Alright, and it seems like they're both spinning good. Yep, both have good air coming out the top. Let's put the panel back on for the most super realistic version. There we go, and it's still booting up here. I wonder why. Did it reboot? I don't think so. So now I will do a stress test like this. There's nothing up top blocking the radiator for the Radeon. And because there's the extra fan there, there's not any air just sitting here. It really feels like it's always moving up and to the left. Which is the primary goal in life if you did not know. But yeah, if you have any answers to why it does that false start kind of thing, please let me know, because I don't want someone to complain that, hey, it takes 14 hours to try to start up because it keeps restarting. Give me a refund now. So yeah. And as I said before, the only thing not brand new in this build is the Radeon card. And it was on the welcome screen. What happened? And there we go. It's coming up. Yay. It's not horribly broken. It is being horribly slow though. Alright, I want to get Furmark up and running. And I want to see how hot this gets. I'm going to put the side panel back on to get the most realistic temperatures and see what happens here. Alright, side panel's on, Furmark is going. All the lights on the Radeon are a go. We're waiting to see temperature stabilization. I suspect it'll climb up to about 60 and then start to level off, so that could take a while. So I will get to you when that is all done and good. Okay, so I moved Project Ember over to this space because it's got a much beefier power outlet. Because every time I tried to do a stress test after I installed Windows 10, it cut power. I do not know why. Now it's up on the G-Sync, the screen display, which doesn't make too much sense. I did notice that somehow it got swapped back to other OS. I don't think you can do that, so I'm going to put it back to Windows 8 and Windows 10 and save that. And then when I reboot it, I now get a blue screen. Well, I was getting a blue screen. Let's see if fixing the BIOS thing there solved it. It would get a memory management error. And also my phone has been acting super weird. Okay, this is new. It got past this screen. Or it never got past this screen, or just blue screen immediately. So preparing automatic repair. I'm going to keep this going so that you don't miss any of the joy of fixing Windows. Maybe this is a sign. Windows 7, computer is perfectly fine. Nope. Windows 10, you get blue screen. So why is this happening now of all times? Is it only because of Windows 10? So yeah, when I was stress testing this before with Windows 10, it would just cut the power for a second to the entire house. And I don't know why, and now it's just doing this infinitely. Awesome. So does that mean one of the memory cards has died on me? Seems like a very stupid conclusion to come to. It's brand new memory. So I brought it to this space to keep it powered up in case, like, the power switch in the other room is complete junk. Wouldn't surprise me, but it was able to handle an hour of stress testing and benchmarks before without issue. Why is it doing it now here? BIOS card, NVMe. No, I don't need any of those. Chipset, allocated memory. Let's set all this down to the minimum in case using the system memory does something weird. I don't know what VTD is, but let's enable it anyways. Alright, let's save that. Doing some false starts. Preparing auto repair. Maybe I'll smash F8 next time it blue screens if it does. Something happened. Diagnosing PC. Yay, that's new. PC did not start correctly. Advanced options. What do we have here? Troubleshoot, reset, advanced options. Alright, command prompt. I'm gonna run some memory testing to make sure that's not the issue for all of its blue screening right now. So I'll be right back to you. Alright, starting back up. Let's see what happens. I tried to do a system scan, but it wouldn't allow me to because the base command prompt that the recovery system gives you is apparently not administrator, which is stupid. Or it just couldn't be performed for unknown reasons. And I do like the positioning of the window. From this angle, you can just see the Radeon logo peeking through, which is, of course, 100% fine in this situation. And we're still trying to boot up here. Blue screen? No blue screen? I do not know. Also, the screen went to black a couple times. What does that mean? Please wait. Okay. I have an idea of what might be happening. Maybe it's the integrated graphics, because I enabled that right before I installed Windows 10. Just to get the driver installed. So yeah, maybe that's the case. User, yay. Wow, that image looks not great on Windows 10, or 4K, I mean, look at that. Or maybe it's supposed to be like that, and I'm just being super hypocritical or something, or whatever. I'm tired, in case you didn't know. Been up since, what was it, 5? Rearranging the radiator and trying to find out why the system kept cutting power. And also trying to find out why my phone inexplicably freezes after trying to close any app. I just updated 32 apps, and after I did that, something went wrong. The HTC 10 is out now anyways, so maybe I'll get that and see if it's not god-awful like this phone is. This is the HTC One M9. We're still waiting on all the bottom icons to appear so that I can launch IDA64, and then we will be recording all of IDA64 until either power loss or we get a stable max temperature and I can finally end this video. Because this is like but part 3 or something like that. I'm going to put it all into one long video, but you know, that takes some time. I'd rather just quickly upload it. But whatever, I guess I can't have that liberty anymore. And the 750 gig hard drive is slow. I should just get a dedicated SSD. Because I'm planning on listing this for $1,500 to $1,700. That's not going to cut it. One, if it's cutting power and dying under any kind of load. And two, if it takes 5 minutes to just boot up. That is pretty much everything. I'm going to get the afterburner set up here. Okay, it's not too weird right now. I thought the 4K resolution would do something awful. Actually, what resolution are you at? $4K, okay. Now we're going to launch up IDA64. This is, it didn't matter if there was firmware or IDA64, but IDA64 tests everything, so that would be the best thing to see here. So we have stress CPU, GPU, maybe I should stress memory as well, but whatever. We're going to have Task Manager open. And start the stress test now. So this power outlet can handle a pretty good overclocked 5820K, two 980 Ti's, at one point even a Quadro in there as well. All of them fully on load and putting out a ton of heat. No issues with a 1300 watt power supply. This is just a 750 watt powering one graphics card and a non-overclocked CPU. So if it cuts power here, then yeah, there's something wrong. I would guess it's the board, because that would be the only part that has any kind of damage because of the impossible to remove the graphics card PCIe locks, and I had to use a screwdriver, and that did a small scratch on the board. But the fact that it's powered up right now would probably throw that theory out the window, but that's what I'm going to have to do, I guess. Because the memory is fine. Memory is perfectly fine. So I go to here. We're going to go to System. And all 8 gigabytes are being recognized without issue. No, hey. It does say Alienware. Hey. I guess that moves on. If you have the Alienware skin version of Windows 7, it'll do the same sort of thing for Windows 10. Turn on virus protection. I thought I already did. Okay. Alright, CPU is staying very comfy and cold at a 43 degrees mark. GPU is not getting too hot either, it's only at 44, but it's still climbing, so whatever. Dog is barking. CPU is at 4 gigahertz right now. Just about. Although, that's base speed. Why isn't it in turbo mode? Whatever. The point is, we're keeping a 4 gigahertz chip under 50C, which is, like, just a few years ago, thought impossible. But whatever. New chips are getting more and more powerful and putting out less and less heat. Unless you look at AMD, then it's the complete other way around. They use more power and put out more heat, a lot more heat. No, didn't mean to do that. I thought detaching meant it would close separately, but apparently I was wrong. And I can apparently no longer attach it. Awesome. So now it's at 50. This is good. This is lasting, I think, longer than it did before. And we're just going to wait until the GPU gets fully up to temperature. And the CPU is just gonna stay mid to high 40s, I think. I don't think it's gonna get very much hotter, even though it is being pushed to its limit, as you can see in the task manager there. Still climbing, at 54. GPU fan speed's only at 17. And before, even at this temperature, it will already be at like 20 something. I guess it can detect the pressure. And if there's no back pressure, it's like, hey, let's work. Whereas up at the top, it would have more pressure to do and stuff. Whatever. Physics. I think whatever caused the power outage before is fixed. I just have a shoddy power plug in the other room, which I already know I do, because if you like yank it around or something a lot, it will turn the lights off in that room. Apparently, with a higher end thing attached to it, like a computer or like a heater, if you have one, like a floor heater, then it would cut power to the whole house. Or something like that. Physics. And we're only at 56 right now. Not too bad. Interruption, as always. Anyways, we are still running. And we just hit 60. I think we're getting close to the top end of this run. So once that's done, let it keep going for another 5-10 minutes. And then that will determine whether it's the stupid power switch I have, or if it's the computer just completely dying on me right now. Either way, it's not a fun situation. It means I can no longer stress test properly inside that room, and I may have to run an extension cord all the way from this wall here over to the wall in there. Maybe there's another way, but as of right now, I don't see it. AMD hardware. Okay, what I wanted to know is if I can update from here. I guess I cannot. Updates, there we go. New update. So I'm apparently running Crimson 15.11, even though I thought I had downloaded 16.3.4, or whatever it was. And apparently that's not the case. I shouldn't update now, it's still doing the test. So I will leave this open, but not update until it's done stress testing. And yeah. We have now topped out at 63, it seems, which is 5 degrees lower than what it was getting before from being up top. That's good. And, oh wow, CPU has hit 50 eventually. Okay. That is surprising. But yeah, it has survived this process, so I'm going to stop it here. Sorry I cut out there, I'm running low on space, so I'm going to make this quick. Now that the radiator's in the back, it's much better. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course subscribe. Thanks, Game Boy out. I will see you next time. Or try to. Maybe. Yay!